filthy cockney bastards.
Kevin.
Just be like, you've awoken the beast.
I
Kevin.
thought you were going from Home Alone. Kevin!
Kevin! He's awoken the beast.
These are the words of the beasts, and then it's what's his face going to drugs. Anyway, welcome back to Definitely Serious.
Nice
this is
one.
episode 5.
Yes.
I'm Kieran.
I'm Joe.
Are you?
Yes, and this is Definitely Serious. Discovering.
This is discovering. No, I think discovering.
Yeah, Definitely Serious Discoverers. Discovers.
God, we're getting way too far into semantics here.
Yes.
It's one of the 3.
It's one of them. You'll
This is
find
part
out.
of our new series. We're switching it up 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
We're really keeping everybody on the
Yeah, we saw
toes.
3 views on the third one and went, we need to change things up.
This was always the plan.
No, this was, to be
This
fair.
was always the plan. I like doing this. I've always wanted to do this. I like seeing other people discover things.
Yes.
And obviously, as we mentioned on the first episode,
Yes.
you've not seen a lot of things.
I've seen Note, mate.
You've seen nothing.
It's seriously quite an issue for someone who co-hosts a film podcast.
Yeah, but then, is it?
No. I think it's fine.
The world's what you make it, mate.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Wow.
Think about that.
That's beautiful.
So we're discovering today.
Yeah.
I've seen one of the things that we're about to mention, but not the second.
Yes.
And we're kind of going a bit deeper, and that we're not just reviewing a film and being our funny usual selves that everybody loves.
Obviously.
That just goes without saying. But
That's
we're
a
actually
given.
going to go into the subject around the film because we find it actually quite interesting.
Yes.
And there's some nice documentaries to go along with it.
Yes.
There
There's
is a
other
book,
pieces of media
But
as
we've
well.
not had time to read the book.
No, there's also 3 other films which we've not had time
Yeah,
to do.
but then wouldn't they all just be kind of...
yeah, and I'm sure multiple documentaries as well.
Yeah, you know, they're
But we
milking it. Like we are.
We picked the BritBox one.
We did. Well, it's because I Googled it and it said that was the best one.
Well, we've not even told them what we're doing, mate.
But they don't need to.
I think I'm going to.
I mean, you know what?
Shall I do it right now?
Yeah.
Right, basically, we're doing film Legend.
Yep.
For those who don't know, that is the infamous Kray twins.
With the Will Smith.
Nice one.
Thanks,
Not
man.
the one with Will Smith. The
No.
one with Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Twice.
Too many.
Ezra Miller before Ezra Miller. Is his name Ezra Miller?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
The Flash. That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was a
cheers,
good
man.
one.
Cheers, man. Yeah, basically, we're doing the Kray twins.
Yeah.
We've got Legend, it's
Yeah.
the movie, and the documentary, it's Secret of the Kray twins.
Yeah.
On BritBox,
Yes.
released 2021. I enjoyed it.
But I don't know if that's recency bias, but...
It might be.
No, because it gave you it. You had a lot of important people on it, but then I'm sure they've been on the other ones. Like, they just, get them out the fucking racks
Yeah.
every 5 years.
Yeah, we need this guy, bring him out.
You want to
he's
tell the story again, do you,
Again.
mate? Yeah,
for the 4th time. It's more money, though.
And
so.
it's more lies, really.
Yeah.
So, I reckon we start with the film, mate.
Yeah, we'll start with the film.
The fun stuff. I'd say the fun stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be the actual reviewy part, because
Yeah.
we are a film podcast.
Yeah.
This is where we're reviewing it as
Don't
a
know if
film.
you've noticed that, actually.
And you might not have. And then after, we're going to sort of just discuss sort of...
The documentary and then kind of the history behind the actual real Krays.
Yeah, and the
how
differences
film,
between the two.
Yeah, and how the film actually portrays that.
Yeah,
'Cause
the more
it's
real-life implications.
It's a questionable one, but
Extremely.
not a lot of people know. I didn't know before I've looked into it.
I knew nothing.
I don't know if you actually noticed.
Go on.
But they are actually twins in this film.
Really?
Yep. And it's actually Tom Hardy.
What?
Yep.
You're telling me Tom Hardy plays the same person
I'm
twice?
telling you that.
I could never have guessed by the
What can I
implication,
say?
by the application of glasses and different hair.
Do you want the honest truth, by the way? I will
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you, when I first saw this film,
Yep.
I didn't clock it was Tom Hardy both times.
Really?
Which, now that I've watched it again recently, it so obviously is.
Yeah.
But I just didn't notice it the first time round. But I never believed Tom Hardy was Bane. I just couldn't see it. When I was looking at him...
No, I was
like,
surprised at first.
yeah, but even when I was told, I was like, that's not Bane, though,
It's
is it?
not, though.
It doesn't look like him.
Oh,
Obviously
you didn't
does.
believe... As in, you didn't believe Tom Hardy was Bane, or you didn't believe Bane was Tom Hardy?
No, I
or
knew
did
he
you-
was Bane, but I was like...
Were
When
you
I was
not
watching
convinced?
Bane on screen, I was like, that's actually not Tom Hardy.
You saw Bane.
No,
You weren't looking at it going, that's just Tom Hardy
no,
with a mask on.
I was like, that's not even Tom Hardy with a mask on. That's another actor, and I
Yeah,
refuse to
that's
believe
what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I refuse to believe it. And
Okay.
part of me still does.
I thought it
No,
was like
I'd
that.
definitely buy Tom Hardy.
You buy Tom Hardy as...
I'd buy him for free.
All right.
Sell him if you want.
Wrong century, but we'll roll with it, mate.
They're actually... Call me crazy, Joseph, but I think they're quite crazy.
No, if you just recorded that.
I've just recorded that, yeah.
That's actually so awful. Crazy.
You see what we did there?
You see what we did? Crazy.
You're welcome. Daisy? Okay, sure.
So the film, mate.
Yes, I've seen it before. Have you seen it before?
No, this is my first time. Watched it yesterday.
How
Brother.
did you feel about it?
I watched the documentary first,
Yeah.
and then the film.
And I watched it the other way around because I think that gives a good
Yes.
dual.
Yeah, it gives me a different perspective.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm explaining it, because I thought the film was shit. Kieran, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
We're gonna say this word a lot, but like an over glamification. And I get that that's quite literally their whole shtick.
Yeah.
But that don't mean we have to do it in death. Why are we encouraging
Well,
these
to be
people?
honest, I agree with you, and I hate it for that.
Yeah.
Especially when you look into them and they were just horrible people.
Really horrible.
There's no positives here.
No.
Why is they're murderers?
No, but they said like hi to old ladies on the street, Kieran.
Oh my god, they're gentlemen.
The gentlemen.
Filthy.
They're
Cockney
gentlemen.
bastards.
The filthy Cockney bastards.
One of my favourite moments in film.
Speaking of that, that's one of my highlights of this film.
Yeah,
good cast.
genuinely.
Really good cast. Tom Hardy.
I felt like, do you know what it is? I felt like they just had so many British actors in.
It's a British film.
No, it was big British actors for the sake of it.
No, I didn't
And
believe
I
it.
don't know what, it just pulled me out.
No,
It
I
pulled
was
me
in,
out.
mate. I was like, yeah, all right, Lupin's a side character. Cool.
Yeah, why is Lupin there, by the way?
It was good, though.
It was good. Taron was good.
Taron was a highlight for me. I didn't think he would be
Wasted
such
Chris,
a
by the way.
convincing gay man. Taron. He's a really convincing gay man.
Wow.
Like,
Have
his
you
whole
seen,
demeanour changed.
Rocket Man.
No,
He does it again.
we should do that, though.
Rocket Man.
I thought, overall, it didn't approach it in which the way I thought it should have been. I don't know what the message of the film was. Like the stories existed. There's the film in the 90s, so it's not like it's because no one's done this before. So I wonder what the director's attempt was. Like, what story was he trying to tell? Was he? Because I didn't. The only one I think you can tell is these lot were horrible people, and I didn't get that.
Do you know what? I think what he was going for, this is what I got from it, was that at the start, it was glorified, and it was, look how cool they are. It's all the classic gangster bar fight. Well, look how cool they are.
Yeah.
He's a ladies' man. He's a man of the people. He's not.
Yeah.
But then I feel like through Francis, we then got to see the real kind of downsides of this gangster life.
Yeah.
However, did it do it that effectively? No.
Yeah.
No, it did it averagely. As in, it wasn't bad for me, but I was just like, this is forgettable.
Yeah.
And it doesn't deserve the infamy it kind of has. Kind of like the Krays don't really deserve the infamy. I always thought the film was okay. Obviously, if it wasn't for this, I probably would never have watched it again.
Yes.
Having watched it again, I kind of still feel the exact same I did like 8 years ago. Like it's...
Ignoring the real life stuff, I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. So you tell me there's a film where Tom Hardy's playing twins that are both gangsters, I'm in.
Yeah.
And obviously it's based on real life, so you have constrictions of the story of which you can tell.
Yeah.
Because certain stuff happened, certain stuff did not.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? You can't just lie.
Yeah.
So I get that. But it as a film,
Yeah.
I don't like the film as a film, if that makes sense. Without the real life stuff, if that was just a film, be naff.
Painfully just average. Like it's so average. Like this feels like it could have been a straight to film for.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
It felt exactly. I didn't. It was shot really weird sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
do you know the scene with the mafia,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in this backdrop, and it's clearly the most weirdly CGI'd London,
Yeah,
and they're clearly just in a green screen room.
that's what we should discuss. How do you think they handled, obviously, Tom Hardy playing two people in regards to filming it and stuff? Because I've got a few notes.
Well, this is a good one because obviously I didn't realise this the first time I saw it.
Right, yes.
So then I did find out. I was like, oh, he is.
Mm.
So now watching it back, I think because they do it very sparingly, where they actually have them two in the same frame.
Yes.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you kind of know,
Yeah.
it's very immersion breaking.
Yeah, because I know how they've done it, kind of. I know they just filmed it on two separate occasions. I know why they stood on opposite sides of the room. There was a few instances I've noted down when Reggie first introduces Francis to Ron, and then they're outside the caravan,
That was bad.
and he's like, "I just have to go make a cup of tea."
Yeah.
You're not. You just need to not be in this
Yeah,
shot
that
so
was-
we can film it
That
properly.
was genuinely That one stuck out to me as being really badly done.
Yeah.
You could have done any other way around that, but you've actively. And the worst thing is that's the first scene, apart from the opening. You know, when they're in the car together.
Yes, which also felt janky. The lighting in that feels off. It's like one.
The whole film's lighting's off to me.
Yeah, one on like in that car thing in the intro. The light's coming from the left for Reggie, but not for Ron.
Yeah,
it's coming from different places. Very odd.
And that's the first thing you properly do it, and you actively go, "No, we're not doing this. He's going to run in the camper van."
Yeah,
weird.
The one I thought they did well was halfway through the film. There's a bit of Reggie and Ron have a scrap.
Yeah,
because Ron insults Reggie's missus Francis, and he does the classic pull the tux over the face, which I was alright with that one.
The doubles were there constantly, but they were good doubles.
I didn't think so, you know. There was one where I was like, I cannot believe that's that bad. It was at the beginning of that bar fight.
I think the Reggie one was the weakest. It was quick cuts.
Yeah.
They prolonged that one way too long.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just not Reggie.
Yeah, it's enough time for you to go, oh, that looks painful. That's not Reggie.
That's not Reggie. Who's the third guy? Is it the brother who's not in this film?
Yeah. Well,
that's a little foreshadow.
I thought the pacing for the first 30 minutes was a bit odd, but I get why, because obviously they've thrust it into this story, which, by the way, is not where it actually started. But they put us in just while Ron's in psychiatric stuff for the first time. So because of that, they're at this point in their actual story pre-established, but in the film they're not. So you have to do a lot of quick sort of establishing stuff. You sort of have to, the police are interested in them. Francis is a thing at the start, which is weird. But
do you not think though?
Good.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine, mate.
Do you not think that introducing Ron straight in the psychiatric one, with the "give me your sausage"?
Yeah.
Which is also kind of, if you think about it, a metaphor for their sexuality.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was on about at first, and I was like, "What the fuck am I witnessing?"
And I think that's a good point actually, because that's just added. I wasn't thinking about that, but you just added to my point.
Yeah.
Not only is it a good way to kind of introduce Ron.
Yeah.
Even though it's not starting at the start. But it's an important start for Ron because it's introducing he's already in this mental hospital.
Yeah.
He's different to Reg, who we clearly sees of sound mind.
Yeah, for the movie, it's a good starting point.
And I think with the title itself, being Legend, it's already riding off audiences knowing who they are.
Yeah, good point. So you don't need the intro
Which
stuff.
is probably what the sausage thing was, because obviously Ron was famously gay at a time where you weren't outwardly supposed to be gay, but he was hard enough to
get away with it.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I love that there was a bunch of
people. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
a bunch of people that were like, "Oh, these are such open-minded people." It was just out of fear of being
the mafia scene is so funny when he just. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. When he so clearly,
he did catch it, but it was like, no wait, he just said this.
It's just like, good joke, mate. And then he obviously is like, salut, and then it's just the last shot is him just looking really quickly at him. I thought that was really well done.
There's a touch on that where he blows smoke into his face. Ron blows smoke into the mafia boss's face, and that's apparently meant to be a thing for "I want to shag you."
Is it?
Yeah, but it's one of them where I feel like it's not a thing. Someone might have done that once, and that just story's been told. It don't mean it's a universal sign for
it. I've never heard of that, but then again, I wasn't in the 60s.
No, but that feels like something Ron would do, to be fair.
I mean, knowing him well, that is so Ron. That's Ron all over.
That's classic Ron.
What was he like?
That's classic Ron, innit?
Not a nice man.
And that's an issue with this film, is that we're sat here going, oh, that's classic Ron, innit? It shouldn't be viewed as this.
It's not that deep, before I go into this point, because I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah, we're a funny podcast.
Yeah.
We're not trying
to... he's mentally ill. That is, a lot of the jokes is him just being not really there.
Yeah.
Like,
they were funny though.
Or him just having no filter. Like, for example, he was a Greek. I really fucking hurt him. Really fucking bad.
Yeah. Twisted him up like a pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously funny, but the whole thing
is that down to being, or is that actually just Ron?
Wow, that's a good question. That's a philosophical one. Is that just who he is, and am I just seeing him through the lens? Am I just judging him by his whole illness?
Are you looking at him for what you want him to be?
I want him to be a nice person, mate.
That's not a good, interesting film, though, is it, mate? You're not
Have
wrong.
You noticed, by the way, it always happens to people with like really interesting names?
What do you mean?
Like, you don't get
the Smiths.
Yeah, the Smith brothers. Like, you've never heard Kray. That's so unique.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no way that they've let this happen.
Yeah, also, no way was their mum not in it from the start. Ronald Reggie. They've done that on fucking purpose, mate. That's such good branding. Their club was called the Double R Club.
Yes, I like that. That was
The
very
branding
good.
the mum established for them from day one, mate. Think about the newspaper headlines that they'd put in
Yeah.
on puns of the
'Cause
Double R.
if it was like Joseph and Kieran Kray, that's not catching on, is it?
No, but if it was Joseph and John,
Yeah.
Kieran and Carl. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what you want. Spelled with a K.
Yeah.
So the film, I think, it doesn't really establish what viewpoint it's from. Frances is the narrator,
Yeah.
but then also it doesn't feel like her point of view. Because from what...
I think she's meant to be. I mean, I don't think she obviously is meant to be this omnipotent narrator, and she's just there for events, clearly.
Yes.
And you find eventually it's because she's not actually narrating. This is just purely from the film's view,
Yeah.
because she's dead.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I like how they've sort of break the fourth wall. They're like, you'd think if I'm narrating this,
That Francis
What
will
was
be
the
okay.
ending?
That's not this sort of story.
overdose.
And the
Merlin
good point.
couldn't fix that.
He couldn't fix it. Where was the magic there?
Literally, get the dragon,
Fraud.
mate. Get John
Ooh.
Hurt out of
Oh,
retirement.
I'm waiting for Arthur.
It's not retirement for John Hurt, is it?
No,
R.I.P.
Rip the Dragon. That's what I used to call him.
What does that mean? That sounds like a euphemism. For
Well, I was actually blowing smoke in his face.
yeah,
Kind of
rip
like
the
a dragon.
mate. Wow.
See how
Why have you said it like that?
I don't know.
And you,
I knew it. Well done, mate.
for your standard, it was good.
But then there was a lot of allusions. There was a lot of subtle mentions to Francis's being ill.
Yes.
Because obviously at this time they're not going to call it. She's
Yeah.
obviously just a very unwell person.
Reggie first meets her, and then Merlin, Francis's brother,
Yeah.
is giving him a drive. He's like, "Where have you been hiding her? Where?"
Yeah, she was. She was.
And then she was
not
like,
bad for
"She's a
while.
bit fragile. She's a bit delicate." And I was wondering, how do they approach this? Are they
Yeah.
going to make it? And they did sort of hint that he took that as an opening. They had a shot of him in the car when he heard that she was vulnerable, and he was like, you could see that he's sort of like, well, that makes things easier. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't catch that. To
Did
be
you
fair,
not? But
no.
do you know what that might have been, Kieran? Because I watched the documentary first.
Wow.
Genuinely, it might have been because I saw that and I just got the vibe. He reacted in a way that's what he wanted to hear.
Okay. I thought I got the impression he was asking, but he wasn't really listening. Like he'd already made up the mind of I'm going to get her.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ah.
you could tell me she's killed 50 people, mate. I'm
already
going
giving
for it.
it. Well, after hearing what I heard in the documentary, I knew he was a bad man.
You knew. You
I
got
knew.
that impression.
Yeah. Some of that's in the film and not in the documentary. We're just going to discuss it now because I want to. The country Nigeria that Ronnie wanted to
In
start.
argue.
Yeah, what the
You've never
fuck
heard of
is
that?
that about? Did we even confirm if that's real? We're about to right now. He wanted to take money out to just start a country Nigeria, which I think is no way can that actually be real.
Yeah, it was Enugu. Sorry, just want to say
Enugu?
that Enugu, Nigeria.
Which means utopia, which
Yep.
means nowhere,
Wow, he
which
knows
means
Greek.
I can make it somewhere.
He knows Greek.
Nowhere. Why the fuck was that not mentioned in the documentary? Do you know
Things.
what it takes as a human to genuinely believe you can start a new country? Literally.
It wasn't just a.
The
country.
skies are made of
He
diamonds.
wanted to become. He's only going to throw on the Doctor Who referencing.
It's the only other utopia I know, mate. Since we're on Ron being an eccentric character, what do we make of his noncery?
Yeah, so the film doesn't go into this. This is going to be a common theme, I think. I don't think we need to skirt around it too
We're
much.
not going to...
The film, this is going to be a common theme. The film doesn't go into this detail, and obviously Ronnie was gay,
which is fine.
which is fine.
We...
We're progressive.
Yeah. We're
We accept
progressive.
them.
I'm left-handed.
I'm colourblind.
Yeah. What's that mean? Don't know.
I don't know. Don't worry about
Don't
it.
say that, maybe. You don't see the rainbow. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't see colour.
You know...
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
That's
going
a
into different angles
discussion.
here.
It's a dangerous one as well. So we'll reel it back in.
Really back in. The issue is the age of the
Yeah,
men.
because he says young boys.
Yeah,
a lot.
he says young boys, and I just thought
18.
He looks like 30.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Being
18.
nice, I'm being nice there, saying 30.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, he's just meaning 18, or one's in the 20s.
Yeah, twins.
No, 16. We know
16.
confirmed case was 16. Let's be real.
Yeah.
There definitely was younger. I
So
guarantee
he is
it.
just a nonce.
He's a filthy nonce.
So we'll just put that in there.
Yeah, just let
Have
that
that.
known.
One
He's
of
a
them's a
nonce.
nonce, the other one beats women.
Well, apparently it didn't, mate, because
Go
I'm
on.
glad you've mentioned that, Joseph, because that's going to take me back to a point that I said earlier that I've actually not properly delved into as
Elaborated
much.
upon.
Thank
Wow.
you. So, near the end of the film, Reggie gets quite abusive.
Yep, it
and-
is the car scene. I notice it starts.
Yeah.
That's when
I
I
don't
actually felt repulsed.
Yeah, it was really fucking. Oh, he was
Because
disgusting.
I thought it was played because basically it's raining and he gifted her a Triumph
Yeah.
car Spitfire thing,
Yeah.
and it was raining. She's trying to get the roof on, struggling, and he pulls up and he looks out the car, and I think he's looking at her like, oh, it's funny. I'm gonna come in and be a smooth guy. I'm gonna fix. No, he walks up,
Yeah.
just doesn't help. She asks for
whatsoever.
help. He goes, all right, I'll help then. Just fucking rags
Rips
the
it.
roof. I
Yeah.
think it looks fucking broken to me. Takes a swig of alcohol and goes, you look like shit. But I was like, okay, now they're actually getting into how actually grim he is. And then he
Yeah.
goes and beats her up.
Yep.
In the film, this is weird. Does the film say it rapes her? He rapes her.
I think I got the impression.
The director said that was a what was
So,
a creative liberty.
I've got the quote up.
Kieran,
right here.
give us the quote.
Biggest meg anyone's ever seen.
Francis insisted Reg was never physically violent towards her. Several friends of theirs have also confirmed this. The director has since said he had used this scene as part of his poetic license. I think he was just doing that to show the switch of these people actually shouldn't be idolised.
Yes.
So what I was going to say, it's kind of bad to taint his name like that. But obviously he's a murderer, so taint his name all you want.
And also, he definitely did.
Yeah, definitely. Well, he didn't love her.
Well, that's
tell
the
you that
thing the
much.
film doesn't touch on either, Kieran.
Oh, what's that, Joseph?
Well, we know Ronald's gay.
Is he?
Apparently Reggie was as well.
He what?
Yeah.
He what?
He loved little boys.
Well, we don't know
But
that
the
for
film-
sure.
Well,
But-
in the documentary, it is stated
He
that
went to the Ronnies.
Francis, when Reggie and Francis living together after
Mm-hmm.
the honeymoon, they lived the flat below Ron.
Which was with all the...
Orgies
yeah.
with the politicians and the underage
Oh, it makes me
boys.
sick. It makes me sick.
And where would Reggie go, Kieran? He'd go
Reggie-
upstairs.
He was just chilling in the corner, mate. He could have been
Yeah,
doing anything.
That's weird as well because they're related. But I think with this other stuff they're doing, that's the least of their
Yeah,
issues.
we can't worry about that at
Once
this
you're a
point in time.
nonce,
Yeah, kind of just leave that.
yeah, we'll leave it. But they didn't touch on that, which I thought was weird.
No, not like... I mean, this film portrays...
This film was made before The Doc, to be fair. Probably just to define the difference between the two. One's gay, one's not.
Yeah, you know,
It is still a
audiences,
film.
am I right? Can't understand that. Two
Yeah.
people being gay at once.
No way.
You're joking, mate.
And they look similar as well.
What?
I'm not going to be able to keep up with that. Seriously,
That's way
mate.
too much.
Way too much.
Um,
Give them glasses or something. That's what
they did.
And a different suit as well. It's giving...
What's he giving?
I can't think of all.
Well, he's not a giver, Joseph. Oh, he is a giver.
He's a giver. Not a taker. Because he's not. I'm not repeating that bit.
No.
Make of that what you will. Reggie's boring as fuck, man. Ronnie is one of the most interesting people I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. Do you know how mental you have to be to believe you can start a country? What is he thinking?
Well, I don't think Joseph, there was no thought. We're judging this guy by normal human standards. There was no.
He was quite
actual-
literally paranoid schizophrenic.
We are literally speculating here, by the way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to get sued by the Krays.
The way the film
Or killed.
implies it is like, this is a passion
Well,
project for this man.
The film implies it. 'Cause this is where I was a bit shocked when I watched the documentary.
Yeah.
Reggie Francis love story.
Yeah, they did
Not
that.
that didn't exist. It was clearly one-sided. He never really loved her. It was
Yes.
most likely an act to
A
cover up
quote-
his.
A quote from the
sexuality.
documentary,
Yes.
which I thought was brilliant,
Mm.
was for Reggie, love equaled possession,
Mm.
and they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And to add on to that, which is something the film didn't include,
Mhm.
after they'd broken up and
Mm-hmm.
they stopped contact,
That 8-week marriage.
Reggie, because he wasn't allowed in the house,
Mhm.
what he'd do was he'd weekly post money through a letterbox. But
Yeah.
imagine what that does if you've tried to escape that relationship, and, then
he's
he's
just giving you
every
money.
no, but it's just the fact that you can't escape him. He's coming around every week. He's just there. You'll never get away. They didn't. The film didn't.
One thing I just want to mention, by the way, while we're kind of in this limbo between switching to the two,
Yeah.
is I think it's crazy because we're speaking of how we're annoyed at this film idolising them. We are ignoring how people in everyday society, because you've heard of the Krays,
Yeah.
and it's because people like the Krays, even though they shouldn't. They still make bucks on them.
It's one of them weird things. I was like, Jack the Ripper. Why do we like it?
But the thing is, though, nobody thinks Jack the Ripper's a good person. Where I think there are people who go, yeah, the Krays were actually cool. Like, nobody thinks Jack the Ripper's
Yeah, you know what?
cool. They think he's interesting.
Yeah.
Nobody's going... But is that
No,
not
'cause
kind of the same with Bronson?
No, 'cause I was about to say, I've got that for Bronson. You saying you caused prison riot that cost the government millions of money? Millions of pounds, mate.
Did anybody die?
Fucking go. No, I believe... Probably. I'm going to be honest with you. Bronson probably killed a man. He just sort of liked to fight, didn't
No,
he?
I think the whole point was he was this big, but he never killed anybody.
Yeah, he just liked to scrap it. Literally, he just wanted to be famous. And he was like, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to punch people.
The
really
oil
fucking
thing
hard.
in the prison.
It's
covering
so
him.
good. Tom Hardy, masterclass.
He deserved it, by the way. If you've put that much effort in...
Did you get it?
No, I
Oh.
meant Bronson putting yourself in oil.
Oh, yeah.
You deserve that win, mate.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
let him. I'd
Yeah.
say, you know what, guys? Don't help John.
He's literally got his
John's
fucking
getting
cock out. He's stripped in front of us. I'm not fighting a man who's openly stripped.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The psychological warfare. Anyway, that's for a separate episode.
We will do an episode on Bronson. I've never been more
What
passionate.
point was I on?
People's real life fascination.
Because it's just a little fun fact that we discover in the doc is that
Yes.
the film mentions this very briefly, but
Does
it does it at the start. How many people come into his club? Actual celebrities. The whole thing with the Krays is how they pushed for this infamy, which the mafia didn't like. So they liked to be in the shadows.
Yes.
The Krays wanted fame.
Yeah.
Kind of like how serial killers want recognition. They wanted the glim and the glam. So they merged this kind of gangster life with celebrities.
Yes.
And it's just a little fun fact for you, mate.
Oh, go on. Hit me.
You would have seen it anyway in the doc, but just in case. I didn't do that. Legally.
He didn't
Legally.
hit me. He didn't hit me.
Judy Garland, who is Dorothy in
Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard
a
of
very
Oz.
famous person.
Yeah. Very famous person.
Violet Kray,
The
who was
mother.
the mother,
Yes.
was a big fan. So the Krays became acquaintances with Judy
Yeah.
because of the whole mingling with celebs.
Yes.
So I just think it's a weird one that the Dorothy from Wizard of Oz has gone to the Krays house to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow to their mum.
To a single mum of like 4 lives in a council flat in East London.
For a gangster,
What the fuck?
gangster's mum in East London.
It is
She's gone
surreal,
and sing
innit?
there. That's not very, Dorothy.
That's not.
That's,
Although
what would the Tin Man think?
it's very people in charge of Dorothy, though, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, they would
We'll
have probably
discuss that
liked
in
that.
the future. That singer that Ron liked. Popular singer in the 60s. He was voted like most popular singer in like 61. He performed a show at a mental hospital for him.
That's so weird. That's
Like-
so bizarre.
Yeah, it's like
These are murderers.
yeah, quite literally they kill people.
They actively
Taking
kill
lives.
people. Like I'm getting mad on
Yeah.
this podcast right here, right now.
Right now, he's
And I'm you know what? I'm mad at you.
he's punched a hole in the wall.
Have I?
He's punched 2 holes in the wall.
Call me Reggie.
He prefers to punch holes in little boys.
Francis. Oh.
Though. Oh, you said Reggie.
Yeah.
Well, to be
Well,
fair,
I
he was
mean,
gay.
well, allegedly, mate. You can't prove
No,
it, can
he
you?
was gay. What's he gonna do? I thought the ending point for the film was. I get why they did it because it's not the literal end of their story.
But it's the
end.
It's the end. It's
Well, I think
the
literally
the
in
next
prison.
part is just the epilogue, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, it's just in prison.
That because in the doc you then skip 20, 30 years like it's nothing. Nothing really happened.
You skip to the 90s. Again, I'm reeling it back to the lack of Violet, their mother in the film.
Yeah. This is classic British mum.
Yeah, you
Want
love
some
it.
tea?
Though. Got some tea?
Yeah.
That's all right, miss. I wouldn't fucking say no.
Yeah. Imagine you said no, and then Ronnie comes into you.
Speaking of speaking down on their mum, that did happen in real life. And that
Did
person
it?
did
Hit
die.
me.
And that isn't in the film either.
No.
Case of Frank Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell,
Nice one, mate.
welcome.
Same area.
I mean,
so
same type of
pretty
guys,
much,
really,
yeah.
innit? Carry
Also
on.
known as the Mad Axe Man.
The Mad Axe Man.
He was
Tell me
based-
more about this man.
I'm going to tell you fucking right now. Basically, he was on the run.
Yep.
He hides in an old lady's cottage. He sees the police approaching. He then grabs an axe. And then the police go,
You're mad.
you were going to kill that old lady with that axe, weren't you? But it was apparently just for self-defense from the police. So then they gave him... He was sent to prison and he got no release date. He wasn't given a release. He was in prison actively, but he never knew when he was going to get out. So I believe it was Ronnie thought, that's a bit fucked up, that, because they were mates. Although I feel like they're not really mates. But when you live
Did Ronnie have mates?
when you live
No.
in East London, everyone's do you know the guy who lives 4 blocks
Yeah.
because you talk to him once, he's your mate. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's
Mad
called
Axe
him Mad
Man.
Axe.
Yeah, basically Mad Axe Moody. Basically, he goes to jail and he's not given a release date.
Yeah.
Ronnie thought that was unfair,
Wow.
which arguably it is. So then Ronnie thought that was enough. So then
Ronnie said no.
literally, and he went, "Do you know what our plan is?" And they did this.
Hmm.
They was literally just drive past and just get in the car and drive off. They did do that,
And it worked.
and it worked. They hid him in They hid him in like East London.
Hmm.
They had the fucking like the police, the army, looking around in the moors for him, and he's just chilling in like a flat in East London, watching it all on the news. And their plan was, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, mate. We're gonna get the Home Secretary to give this man a release date. Why was that in the plan?
Are you questioning the methods of Ronnie Kray?
I'll tell you why. Good publicity. Imagine that worked. It didn't work.
What?
They got sick of him. They've broke him out of prison. They've gone, "You're annoying me now." So they have an argument, and he says something to Violet, which, if you don't know, you don't do that. You don't do that. So then basically what happens is they arrange him to be killed. And I think it's mental.
I'm surprised they didn't kill him on the spot. The film is unbelievably simplified.
Yeah, this is in between Ron's first killing and the guy in the bar.
Yeah.
Reggie's with
Second one, Jack.
the Hat McVitie.
Why have they all got such weird names?
I'm trying to think of a biscuit joke and I can't.
Jack the Hat. I was thinking Cat in the Hat.
Oh, but his last name's McVitie.
He killed Dr. Zeus.
If I had a Cockney accent, it'd be funny.
Filthy cockney bastards.
No, he got himself in a jammy dodgy.
I want to. Do you know what? Sorry, just this film. I don't know how they would have fit all this, but on to the point of Violet,
Yeah.
that just adds to the point where she wasn't as oblivious as she's thinking, and it really annoyed me.
Yeah, the film, because there's a bit where she says, "He's your brother, no matter what he's done, he's your brother."
Yeah.
And that implies that she knows what's going on.
She's not an idiot, yeah.
But the way that the documentary implies it was like she's just pure innocent mum, couldn't think her kids do anything badly. They
But
didn't
no,
make it.
I can't. There's no way you can't not know. But no, I reckon she was just like, it's just, there's getting into a few fights out there.
She just ignored the fact that it was murder and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, I don't think these boys haven't. My boys won't do this.
Nah, it's just little Roger and Ren.
Roger
Roger and Ren.
Roger and
What
Rennie.
the fuck?
Rennie and Roger.
Rennie and Roger. It was the repeated shots there was 3 shots of Francis taking the medication, right? The first one and the second one are the same. Where it's her in front of the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror's slightly slid open. It's got that weird slit in the middle. You can only see half her face, and what you can see is messed up. You know when you have mirrors overlapping, right?
No.
Do you know when you have like a
I'm
mirror over
joking,
a mirror?
of course
Why
I
the
do, yeah.
fuck would you ruin my flow like that? Basically, I
funny.
think that's just cool imagery.
I am on the opposite boat on you in that one because I thought the mirror shots looked really bad because it clearly just wasn't a mirror shot.
Yeah, but the concept of the
But
shot
no, yeah.
is good. I just don't think it was.
And I think
executed
my
well.
favourite scene in the film is, which I do think it was actually quite artsy and it was filmed quite well, was the ending
I
when
knew
he.
you were going to say this. When he just walks off.
Yeah, when
No.
he just walks off.
No.
Mate. It's his last walk of
No,
freedom.
it's shit. Third shot of Francis taking the pills is the one where she actually kills herself,
Yeah.
and that's in an open mirror, no cracks, full vision. So I think there's something there that actually. That was
yeah,
the only,
I do like that. I do
that
like
was the only
that.
sniff of any directable talent in that whole.
So why don't you like the
fucking
last
film.
scene, mate? Which is the best scene? It's giving like 50s noir.
Right. Let me just take a second to digest this.
Digest that all you want.
I'm digesting it like a fucking
Chocolate.
McVitie's digestive.
Yep.
Much like the way Reggie digested Jack McVitie's fucking organs when he stabbed him multiple times, mate.
Reach, but we'll let it go.
Reaching. I'm a fucking Halo prequel right now.
Carry on. So why didn't you like that good scene?
It felt like an attempt. I actually remember rewinding it because I was like, is that a one shot? But it's not.
There was a one shot in this film, but anyway.
Was
carry on.
there?
Yes.
Go
The
on.
opening scene where he takes her to the bar. Not the opening scene, but you know.
No,
what I mean,
yes.
yeah,
When
first.
he,
Yeah, yeah.
No, that scene was actually good.
That was a really well made.
Yeah, when he was just going around talking to people.
You know, when it's Big Nige or whatever he's called.
The bald guy.
Yeah, of course he's called Big Nige. Or
Yeah.
whatever. I can't remember what he says, but it's
Go
just
on,
his
mate.
voice. It's just I'm not going to try to do the Cockney
No, do
accent.
it, do it,
No,
do it,
I
do
don't
it,
wanna
do
I
it,
don't
do
want to do
it.
it.
Filthy cockney bastards.
The 5th Kray movie to be made.
Or the Big Nige prequel, mate. How he became him. But
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
he's just in every scene. he
Lil
was in,
Nige.
Lil Nige.
He wasn't always big.
Just having conversations.
I'm only human after all.
Rag and Bone Man.
I thought he was black when he first started, and everyone else did. So fair play to him.
What do you mean fair play to him?
Fair play to him.
As in fair play that is not black. You said that's it's a
Whoa,
good thing.
you're
That's
gonna
not
have to
fair play.
cut that.
That's not what I'm gonna do.
No, seriously though. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. No, seriously though. That actually wasn't what I was saying.
I believe you.
Cheers, man. I had a point and then you just fucking totally threw me off.
No, wait. Yeah, so you felt like it was too hard to be filmed here, that last scene. I don't know, I feel like it perfectly captured what Reggie was going through at that point. Like
He was alone.
Yeah, and he'd accepted it.
Mm.
I felt so bad for his, mate they just punched in the gut.
Yeah, literally.
It reminded me a bit of how you treat me after we're not filming.
What the
so I really,
what are these allegations?
that scene really meant a lot to me, mate.
Yeah, because you related.
Yeah, and I felt seen.
Wow.
'Cause I know what it's like to be on the other side.
Wow. That's insane. Wow. No, I'm clearly the Ron, mate.
I don't know if that's a good or bad
It's not.
thing.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, we're choosing two evils there, aren't we? I'd choose the brother.
Rather not be a rapist though, mate. Tag.
You're
Tag,
a
not it.
no, you're a nonce.
Ah, shit. Which therefore reads that. So,
yeah, actually both. Yeah, you have two. I'm
Oh,
only one.
God.
2 for 1.
I can't believe I've just said that, actually.
Finally, his question.
It's not the first thing I've questioned. One thing I didn't
Did you
like in the
question why
film...
you were watching this film?
Sorry, say it again?
Did you question why you were watching this film at any point?
There
Or did you enjoy? Because even though I didn't love it, I actually just enjoyed.
were certain bits where I was like, this is cool. Like, I'm enjoying this. I was
What
like,
part?
what's going to happen? It wasn't a specific part. It was just... It was just little bits. I really liked the bar fight, which we've mentioned before.
I cannot believe you've said that because I thought when
that
I was watching
the worst
that,
bit.
he's going to hate this. He hates this sort of...
No, I loved it because it is just Tom Hardy shouting at Tom Hardy going, what are you doing, you stupid cunt? And then Tom Hardy shouts at Tom Hardy
No,
going...
it's not. It's a fucking rolling pin.
No, I'm on about where they fight. No, I fucking hate that
Thank-
scene.
Yeah, because I was like...
Oh, let me just pour a pint because I'm fucking cool.
No,
I'm
it's-
not having it, mate. The one thing I did like about that scene is Ron references old movies, which they were inspired
Yes,
by
yeah, like
IRL.
a western.
Like a western.
And I just want to say, in the documentary, they showed one of my favourite western actors for like 2 seconds, and I know that.
That is a huge
So I'm
dub.
happy. I'm happy.
Isn't this voice just his Alfie voice, by the way? Ronnie's voice and Alfie's voice in Peaky Blinders. They're
They're
very
very
similar.
similar.
I think.
Very similar characters, really. Just weird and kind of.
One's Jewish.
Well, actually, the Krays were Jewish.
But the... Oh,
Yeah.
was that not mentioned in the film?
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned in either. And I'll be honest with you, I saw it while we were just researching recently.
Is it not part of their story whatsoever?
But then, is it necessary?
I mean, there's a lot of things in this film that were necessary that were totally cut out.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, again, that's a very common theme with this film. I think if we were to summarise this film,
I think you see the things that the average moviegoer would want to see from their story.
gangster fight,
Yeah,
bit of a
one,
love interest.
Yeah, no one wants to see Reggie being a possessive. The Ronnie that was in the film, because obviously I don't know the real one. The one in the
I did,
film,
mate.
the one in the film, I like him. I'd put up with his
Well,
paranoid schizophrenia.
as someone who's there for quite a lot of these events,
Shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
I've got to
Yeah, no,
say,
sorry. Go on, what was it like?
good lads, good couple of geezers. Get them down the pub.
Yeah?
No, I think Ronnie's just funny in this film. That's all it is. He's the funny one.
Yeah, that's my other big gripe. I don't like how they should have... I reckon Ronnie, in
yeah.
real life, was one of the scariest bastards to be around.
Yeah, literally. That bit in the documentary where the guy's talking about,
Yeah, he's
how
just
he
chilling
just-
in a pub with him.
and he just goes, "What do you mean by that?"
Why would you say that?
And he just starts.
Why would you actually say that
And
to
he
me?
just started staring at him, and the guy literally just said, "I just got up and left."
Yeah.
And I liked that because it was just like that's what any normal person would do.
Yeah, the fear around that man would have actually
Yeah,
been insane.
yeah. The film doesn't mention that there is another brother who's older. I believe it's Charlie Gray.
Yeah.
Not mentioned in the film. Was tiny bit involved with the business, especially at times when Ronnie or Reggie went in prison at separate times.
Yeah.
Tiny bit older. There was a sister that was miscarried, which was probably why she was so attached to the twins.
Yes.
A part of it's reference, but the Krays, she had a favouritism towards the Krays, and especially towards Ronnie.
Yeah.
That's because Ronnie was obviously the more mentally vulnerable.
You know what? Twins need to be nerfed. That's too OP, mate.
Yeah.
You're telling me you put them in the same
if
room
that
with
actually
regen?
is real,
They regen
let's
health.
test on them.
What the fuck do you mean they regenerate health?
We could
mate?
learn from that.
That's actually Nazi talk. They literally did test on twins,
Yeah.
mate, to see what
Yeah,
the properties were. All right, fair enough. Are you doubling down? The KFC double down.
Nah.
Mate. All right.
No, you know what? I'm not. Tom Hardy's acting was good in that scene. When he was just staring at Ronnie as Reggie. Actually, again, we just... I don't want to keep repeating ourselves, just saying the film didn't do this right, but it
Plants
built...
vs. Zombies vibes.
Literally.
The repeater.
Call me Saw. Because I'm just going to keep doing the same thing
The
over
same
and over.
fucking shit, mate.
Yeah, when they have their fight scene, it's meant to be framed as this big, massive thing, as, the brothers are fighting.
Yeah.
No, apparently it happened all the time.
Yeah, it was just
All
like a
the time.
regular occurrence.
That they used to just disagree and just
Yeah.
fully go for it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like actually fight.
Yeah.
Another thing the film completely ignores is the wedding scene. Ron didn't want to go to the wedding. The
Yeah.
film's so weird with this, because I think the film tries to tell you it's his schizophrenia or his mental health that means he doesn't like Franny.
Yeah.
But he actually... Francis, not
Francis.
Franny. Why have I called her Franny like I'm
Didn't
mates?
know you knew it that well, mate.
Well, I didn't want to brag.
Then dumb.
No, I bagged though, if you catch my drift.
You put her in the body bag.
No. I bagged it. I bagged up, mate, is what I meant.
I know what you meant.
So I
That's
fucking
even
completely
worse.
lost my point.
Not my problem.
No, it does. No, yes. The
It's not even
film,
making sense.
one thing the film doesn't point out is Ron's... It's confusing. Ron's relationship with Francis. The film tries to imply
It's
that
different every scene.
Yeah, literally. He actually does like her, but when he's not on his meds, he doesn't. He truly likes her.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's walloped, because the film, the documentary gave off the vibe that
He hated her. Yeah.
but in the wedding thing, he wasn't going to go to the wedding.
No.
Like, literally. I like that they showed that the mum had dressed in all black.
That was so.
That's
baller, by the way.
genuinely, that's up there with fucking... Yeah, you know what? Give a clap to Francis's mum.
Big up Franny mum.
For those who don't know, she turned up to the wedding in all black. That
Like a
is
funeral.
some Princess Diana shit.
Yeah.
That's the
I
cheating
respected her.
that's the cheating scandal dress. You know, the black Diana dress
Yeah.
that she wore.
Yeah.
That's her
I
moment.
respected it. I like. It was funny as
Slayer
well when.
queen. Yeah, go on.
I liked the bit when he walked up in the film and he's just like, "Fucking sing."
Yeah,
Just-
but that's weird, because he wouldn't have done that, because he didn't want the
No.
wedding to happen.
No, but at the same time, he wouldn't have liked the disrespect to his brother.
Right. Very confusing.
I
is
I
that,
wasn't there.
Is that bad writing, or is that good writing, because he is literally mental? So he's going to act
He's
mental.
back and forth.
Do you know what the funniest thing in this film was? You know where Francis is just walking, and he drives past in the car really slowly, and he's like,
drive-by.
"Do you believe in ghosts?"
Because you are.
I do, because you are one. It's
You
like,
best start believing in ghost stories, Francis. You're in one.
You're in one. Nice one. But he just drove past
It was
slowly.
so random. It was the most, and that was the second scene together after the first really nice scene.
Yeah, so...
I like Francis. Yeah.
Yeah, so does he
You're a
like her? Does he
ghost,
not like her?
Francis.
Very odd.
I mean, it was bad writing, but we can excuse it by going, yeah, it's a bit nuts, though, wasn't it? So
yeah.
that's such a get out, JFL.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Classic Ron, mate.
Classic
That's
Ronnie.
Classic Ron. They didn't have the BBC interview in the film, which I thought was mental.
No, they didn't. They should have had that.
They should have really had that. That would have massive for them.
Yeah, actually, on the BBC as
What they
gangsters.
had, what it was they'd made friends with someone
Mm-hmm.
in the journalistic world, and he was doing it because he was like, "Well, it's good that I know them. I can get stuff," and he sort of like arranged it for them. And the words the word in the documentary he actually describes it as is when we're watching the clips. It's like, what you've just seen there is me had my pants quietly pulled down because they just fucking
Yeah,
done
because
him over.
he was expecting a
Genuine interview.
gotcha. No, but he was also thinking, I'll get a gotcha because
Yeah.
they're popular right now. I can make my career
This is
look
my
good
scene.
here.
I'm the
This
journalist
is
here.
my moment, and this is what I feel like on every podcast, really. And then you kind of just overshadow me.
You know what? I do overshadow you, mate. Sit on it, mate.
I'm sitting on it. I'm sat.
Yeah, you are, mate. I've totally thrown us off. That was funny. And they played him.
Yeah, they played
like
him.
a fiddle, mate.
Massive fiddle.
And
Well,
fair
kind of
play.
like how they fiddled the kids.
Yeah. Again,
apologise.
wasn't fiddle. And I quote, "I really fucking hurt him.
Really fucking hurt
I
him,
twisted him
really
up like a
bad.
pretzel."
Beautiful.
How'd you do that? Physically, how'd you do that? I think he was gay as well, Reggie. We discussed it earlier. I do think he was gay.
You're saying that concrete on record right now?
Yeah.
And I agree.
Wow. You think he was gay?
I think he was a gay. And I'm not judging him for that, Joseph.
No, me neither.
No, and it's annoying me that you are.
No, what I'm judging him for is
Look
getting...
at the signs you're doing with your hands now.
What signs could I even be making?
Don't even know.
Anyway, what I'm going to say is what I do think is
Yeah.
wrong is literally having a whole wedding, having a whole marriage to someone just to prove a
8
point.
weeks.
I'm not
Yeah, but
gay.
think-
I'm not gay. I went on honeymoon to Athens. I'm not
Think
gay.
that happens all the time.
Yeah, it does, to be fair.
And it still happens now.
Yeah, but then also adding the fact that he was a gangster.
Yeah,
Double
but
bad, mate.
You can't look like that when you're a gangster. Because he was in...
No, but Ronnie didn't. Ronnie didn't give a fuck, mate.
Yeah, but that annoyed Reggie. He was embarrassed. But at the same time, it was damaging their business.
Yeah, it was.
What did you think of Tom Hardy's performance?
In general?
Yeah.
Right, I don't know if this is an issue with the characters
Because if this was
or
James
the acting.
McAvoy, you'd be creaming your pants.
Honestly, you're not even wrong either. If James McAvoy had done this, I'd be screaming.
The way he did
I'd be screaming, crying, and shitting myself, mate. All at the same time. No, I do think it was good.
It was good.
Again, as I've just said about 2 seconds ago, I don't know if it was the character or the acting. I enjoyed Ronnie more than Reggie. Acting bits were Reggie. There's the scene where
Because he is more range as a person.
Yeah.
Ron is very...
Yeah.
Utopia, fuck off.
What an interesting man.
Was he there?
Yeah.
He is interesting.
Do you know he hired an Italian barber to get shaved every day because that's what Al Capone did?
Yeah, I noted that
That is
down.
fucking weird,
It's
but
so
in a cool
stupid.
way.
It's stupid. It's
Is
cringe.
it stupid? Is it cringe?
Right, listen to...
No, it is cringe.
I don't recognise the man sat across from me.
No.
If I said to you...
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it now.
If I said that...
But I can appreciate someone being that flamboyant. I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
He's like,
fair.
yeah, you know what? I'm going to get fucking decked out in the nicest suits.
Yeah, that's nice. That
And
is
ironically, they gave me Tate vibes.
nice. Tate would love the Krays if they were allowed to.
I don't even want to discuss this.
Yeah, what have we got here?
I'm open to discussing everything. Not them.
Really? Wait, you bring it up?
Yeah, no. But I just wanted to leave it at that. You go, yeah. You did
That
do
would-
that. That's exactly what you did.
That's literally what I did.
Yeah, shut up, mate. It's fine.
See what I mean? It's unfair conditions. Mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking doubled down on all, mate. Yeah, no.
What?
The fuck was the internet on about when she never said he abused him? She left a note that implied that it's in the documentary, Secret of the Krays on BritBox, if you haven't already heard.
And ITVX.
Is it?
That's what I was.
And ITVX. I've wrote it down right, basically, because she calls him a gutter snipe.
Because I literally, in my notes, made a whole just for gut snap. Because I was like, that's such a fascinating word. What is that? And I googled it.
Yeah, it's like an immature child, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's basically like a old-timey word for like a man-child, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. A homeless vagabond.
A what?
A homeless vagabond.
Vagger.
Vagger.
With a V.
With a V.
Okay. That is some...
No, but how does that refer to her? How does that refer?
Sorry, it's just because that's in the letter.
Oh, so you were wrong.
No, she left like a note.
What did
is
she
now
say in
coming-
the note?
I just wrote down she called him a gutter snipe because that's what stood out to me, brother.
Well, I'm not going to blame you. It did to me.
Yeah.
But I don't remember she said something about...
She called Reg a gutter snipe, mate.
No, I don't mean... I believe that, mate. I meant the abuse thing.
Oh, he said... Fucking watch the documentary and find out, you stupid cunt.
I mean, I literally did.
But why don't you remember?
Well, you don't remember.
Kieran, I don't remember. All right, is that what you wanted to hear?
Fucking going on, instead of going at me.
I don't remember, but I know...
The duality of man.
I know she implied... She said things like, you're an horrible bastard.
Well, to assume, mate, makes an ass of you and Reggie Kray.
What the fuck does that mean? So basically, Francis's relationship with the Krays in the documentary was described as a rose between two thorns. You know that gif of the guy writing something and it's just flames?
Yeah.
That's how I
And it was
felt when he
facts,
said
though.
that. Yeah, genuinely. I don't think... No, I do think they portrayed that quite well in the movie. I don't think they did it for long enough, though.
No, it didn't, because there wasn't enough of Reggie just being an actual twat.
Yeah, and when he was a twat, it was finished.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, and now she breaks off. But
Yeah.
then again, it was an 8-week marriage, which isn't
But
given.
they were before. They were together
Yeah,
before.
yeah, but
They were going to get married before they got arrested as
It was
well.
off and on and off and on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Well, I mean, we're just stacking up the crimes, really, aren't we? Or the
You know what?
dodginess.
Let's fucking continue to do it though. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, so actually, you know what? We haven't actually discussed this. So
Hit
just
me.
to move on. I've already done that once today, mate. Kind of the whole public reception to the Krays baffles me.
Oh yeah, we started discussing this about
But
50 minutes ago,
and then we just
totally
didn't go
moved
into
on.
it.
We're back onto it now.
50 minutes is exaggeration, mate. Don't lie to the viewers.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, actually. Yeah, I apologise. Let me set up the camera. I've made a continuous, I've made a severe and continuous lapse of judgment. Yeah, carry on, mate.
Yes, it really annoys me, if I'm brutally honest with you, mate. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you which bit annoyed me. So in the documentary,
Yes.
there is a Secret of the Krays on ITVX and BritBox.
If you've
we've
not
mentioned.
already
yeah,
heard.
you might have heard that before.
Possibly.
We just want to let you know. ITVX is free, by the way, so go for that one.
Yes. Secrets of the Krays.
Secret of the Krays, 3 episodes,
Yep.
around an hour each.
50 minutes,
In-
actually.
no, but including adverts. But if you watch it on BritBox, you won't get the adverts.
Because I watched it on a legal thing.
Oh yeah,
I had adverts.
yeah. I unfortunately did, and it
Yeah,
was
no,
annoying.
I did too, Kieran.
Oh yeah, you did obviously.
Yeah.
What adverts?
Do you know what advert I did see the other day, which I've not seen for years? You know the Haribo advert, where it's like grown adults but they speak like children?
It makes me sick.
I fucking love it. Anyway,
Anywho, the bit in it's making me angry now, mate.
contain it.
Call me the Hulk. Call me Bruce Banner.
What's your secret, mate? I'm always angry.
It's the bit. So Reggie, this is in the 90s, I believe.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Joseph.
I'll tell you the exact dates, which I know which one you're on about. I'll
The
give you
Reading
dates.
Fest.
1997, 2 years after Ronnie's
Ronnie
death,
died of the
and
heart attack.
3 years before Reggie's death
Yeah.
of cancer.
Not too soon, mate.
Yep.
Just before we were born, as well, annoyingly.
Yeah.
That's weird that they didn't even exist while we existed. Weird.
Whoa. That's
yeah.
true. This was set up by a music guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll throw this in the hat to discuss after it.
Yeah.
Not only the public's...
Cat and hat.
Yeah. Not only the public's response to it, but business people's response to them.
Yeah.
Because there's that guy who did the T-shirts. We'll get onto that. Basically, this music guy, there's a lot of... It was like an agent or something, and a lot of people in the industry wanted to speak to Ronnie Kray.
Yeah.
So tell your story. I just
But
want
then
to give him
again,
the insight.
ask yourself this. Would you have got him on the pod?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Are you meant,
are we
if
any
I was in
different?
a band, I'm doing the exact same thing
I'm
he did.
saying free Reggie.
Yeah, do you want to tell the actual story?
Yes,
Reading
I do,
Festival.
mate. I do. I wanted to 2 minutes ago, but
So
I
I'll
was
give
stopped.
in some context for how this even happened.
It's all right, mate.
A
It's
music guy set it up.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
So the music guy set it up. So this was at Reading Fest, and I can't remember what the song called. I think it was the song they play at the start of Legend. You know that little guitar riff thing.
Yeah, it's something about fucking New York or something.
Yeah, it's
and
free, something like that. Anyway, it's not important to the actual main story. But
Yeah.
Reggie's long in prison, and so basically this music guy has now changed the lyrics at Reading Fest in front
Yeah.
of 70,000 people,
Mhm.
and they've changed the lyrics so everyone was singing basically free Reggie from the joint or whatever it was.
Yeah, free Reggie Kray. Free.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
started the thing with the set,
Yeah.
the song with I've been on the phone to my mate Reg.
Yeah.
What?
He was on the phone to him, and he said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, "Listen, Reg, they're all singing for
Yeah,
you."
this was the guy, the music.
Yeah,
the music
this
guy
is the
set it
music
all up.
Yeah, and he played it to Reggie, and Reggie started tearing up because it meant so much to him.
Why are we validating him?
He's a murderer,
He's
Joseph.
a horrible man.
He's-
Why are we giving
he's
him
killed
what he
men.
wants? Make-A-Wishes for children with cancer, not 80-year-old gangsters with cancer.
They killed Maddox Jack.
Not Maddox Jack, mate.
Oh.
Is that even his name?
No, it doesn't matter. We're going with it.
I'm fucking checking it. It was Frank Mitchell.
Frank
The
Mitchell.
Maddox man. You're thinking of fucking Jack the Hat McVitie.
How could I forget about Jack the Hat?
McVitie. No way is that his real name.
No way, it's a digestive.
No way. Yeah, the public's reaction.
Yes.
So everyone was chanting it. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
The
Singing for a murderer, Joseph. They're
Yeah.
singing for him, but
No, because even the Tates have not done what these lot have done.
no, but
They're just cringe.
it's we just forget we're forgetting the crimes and we're just looking at the image.
Yeah.
The film's called Legend.
Yeah, that's questionable.
It's called he's a fucking good person. He's a murderer.
The book.
Nonce.
The book that came out, which sort of catapulted him a little bit. The Profession of Violence.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's promotative or negative, but that's a cool fucking name for a book.
Cool. No, I think that fits.
All right. Bit cool of a name, though.
Nah.
Because now I kind of want to say, yeah, I'm in the profession of violence. That sounds fucking sick, doesn't it? If that's not in Expendables 4...
Yeah, if Jason Statham says that, mate, you're fucking crying.
Genuinely, I'm screaming in cinema.
Yeah.
I'm in the profession of
He's Captain America picking up Mjolnir.
Oh my god! This is insane! This will never be forgotten. I forgot it instantly.
Yeah.
I genuinely forgot that happened for like a solid year.
Yeah,
I saw a clip of it and I was like,
it's actually
that was so cool.
It's weird how little of effect Endgame had on me.
Well, it's because it was the end, innit? So like you sort of clock out afterwards.
No, but Infinity War had a profound. Anyway, another day,
Another day.
another $1.
$1 is what I need. Hey, hey.
Thank you. Keep going. Cause I
No,
forgot the
I'm
lyrics.
not. I need $1. $1 is
That's
what I need.
I've not thought about that song in years.
Literally, the last time that was the way he spoke about it in the documentary was so disattached. It's not even like he acknowledged. I could argue. You can argue this was morally. He was talking about like
He was
come up
speaking
with
about it like he was an old mate.
he'd done it like he'd literally discovered sliced bread.
Yeah.
Like he was like, this is such a fucking good. I
So
got
basically-
in contact with him. and Was like, I'll have 70. You have 30. But in the film, he puts when Francis is dead.
Yeah.
He puts
#RIP.
Yeah. He puts her wedding ring back on her finger
Yeah.
in the morgue.
Yeah.
Horrible. Like, and then I wrote here,
Narcissist.
make me think she couldn't escape him even in death.
Yeah.
Which is true.
No, it was narcissist.
Which links back to the
Possession.
possession equals love.
Yeah.
For Ronnie. For
Oh,
Reggie,
he's
Reggie
such a
Crane.
dirty rodent rat, isn't he?
Yeah, I think.
I can't. I'll be honest. I went into this thinking, I just formed a serious hatred for these men.
Yeah. Well, I watched the doc first.
Yeah.
So literally the entire film, as soon as it started, I was
want
like, this
them
is
dead.
wrong. This is fucking wrong. When she instantly goes, my lovely Reg, I'm like, what the fuck you on about, lass? He's the reason you're dead now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
No, literally.
I get that maybe she would have said that at the time because that's how she felt.
Yeah. I wanted to remind you about
Yeah, go on.
that I wanted to remind you about was why have you gone and turned into Jack the Hat? I don't know. You just put your book, just put a notebook on
Do you know
your
what it was? I yawned.
and you couldn't have just put it on your knee.
Nah,
Good for you.
I'm an obscure man.
Well,
Call me Ronnie because I want to start a country.
the class war thing that
That was mentioned in the document.
I remember hearing it and going, that's fucking.
Do you know? So why did it annoy you, Kieran?
Because it's just so not true.
Yeah.
It wasn't about class. There was a good point, as in they don't care. If we're just generally talking about class in terms of they don't care when the poor kill the poor, but now the poor start to mingle with us and it makes us look bad.
I was also annoyed by the class warfare comment in the documentary. Because, whereas I do believe that is a thing. Why is he laughing at me? No, to be fair, I've approached this like such a fucking politician.
But
haven't I?
I've never seen such a switch. You were literally just like not there for a second, then you turned into the best public speaker I've ever seen in my life, mate.
Oh, should I double down on it then?
Yeah, that
I
moved
thought
me.
you were laughing at it 'cause it's like, this isn't the
No,
wrong
it was
energy.
just a complete cultural. The tone shift was mental.
Oh, right. I'll hit you with it again then. I don't think this was the scenario where
No,
it did
this
happen.
was not the scenario. This was not the time.
I
too
can
soon.
I can understand why people felt like that.
I just felt like it was just because it was from people who cared about the Krays. It was
That's what I
just
mean.
An attempt to.
It was realistically, it came down to us versus them type. The Krays are bad,
Yeah.
but like as Christopher Eccleston in the film says, they'll talk to fucking gangsters, but they won't speak to the police.
Filthy cockney bastards.
And which is it don't matter if they're killing themselves, it's when they start getting us politicians, us
Yeah.
rich people involved.
Yeah.
That's when they have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was. The point's right, it's just that maybe that's just what they're used to,
Yeah.
is that it's cost of the class warfare.
Mhm.
In a sense it is,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not straight up because these lot different from us.
No.
It's because a little bit they got embarrassed as well.
Do you think?
Yeah, because they'd got to a point where they were just walking about and they were doing. The police could do nothing.
Yeah.
Deep it. He walked into a bar, shot a guy in the head, walked out. No one grasped.
And nobody could do anything. It's
Yeah.
that thing that I think it was it's the police also need to set an example now because of what they've done to them.
Yes.
It becomes personal.
Yeah, they were definitely like, I'm fed up of having these pricks run rings round us.
Yeah.
I'm actually fed
It's
up of it
become
now.
definitely serious to kind of.
That's so good.
It's weird to me that Peaky Blinders was first.
Canonically.
Yeah.
Canonically. I meant
In the
chronologically.
in the gangster law,
I meant
the
chronologically.
Peaky Blinders came first.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was first. So Tom Hardy was actually in that before he was in Legend. That was just something to bring up here. Probably will leave it in.
Yeah,
Just
another thing we're just leaving in as well. I thought it was cool seeing Christopher Eccleston and Tom Hardy literally that far away from each other, like face to face.
Yes.
That's just cool for me to
I feel
see.
they misused Chris. We love Chris. I want more of him
It's
in
the story
films.
of that man's fucking career, though, isn't it, mate? Just misusing him everywhere.
Thor: The Dark World, man.
What the fuck? I've never seen a man. Well, I have. I've seen James McAvoy's Mr. Tumnus. But I thought getting Christopher Eccleston in Thor: The Dark World was such a waste.
Yeah.
Because he's cool.
Wasted him.
Like, actually a good actor. First
I
thing
think Good's downplaying it, mate.
do you
Amazing.
think he's great?
So, Joseph, that I can think kind of wraps up our kind of first discovering episode.
Yeah,
I
it is
think
a work in progress, lads.
It is a work in progress, and I feel like we kind of threw ourselves in the deep end at this one
Yeah,
by choosing some
this big.
this big, complex. It's more serious, so obviously we kind of go for the comedy.
Yeah.
This was a weird one to kind of mix the two.
Yeah.
Just kind of wanted to do the challenge.
Yeah.
Wanted to do something a bit more interesting that we hope people would like. If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the combination of a documentary and a movie, or a movie and a book,
Yeah.
combined with interviews,
Mhm.
it allows us to have a lot of fun in
Yeah.
our research, because
Yeah.
normally the type of content we've been uploading is films we've seen in the cinema,
Yeah.
so there's no wiggle room. Like for this one, we made notes. I
Yeah.
can't make notes when I go to
Like
the
we
cinema.
genuinely researched
Yeah, I've got
this.
30 pages, brother.
Is it actually 30?
More.
Really?
I've not wrote this much literally since college, mate. I had hand cramps.
That's mental.
I'll show you afterwards some of my writing.
Especially
Yes.
with the past 4 podcasts we've done. This has got nothing to do with the Meg.
The Meg, Barbie.
Talk to me. Yeah.
It helps us because this is timeless.
Yes.
We're not constricted. We can pop this out whenever. It's good for us
I
to
think the
record.
Krays have more longevity than the Meg.
Yeah, considering that
Don't quote me on that.
considering the Krays are still interested now.
Actually, scrap what I've just said because the Meg has longevity. I meant the film's the Meg, not the Megalodon shark itself.
Well, no, the Megalodon shark has no longevity. It's no longer with us.
Yeah, but neither of the Krays, and we still talk
Their
about them both.
legend lives on. In the movie Legend, which we have just reviewed. Bang,
Beautiful,
bang,
absolutely
bang.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Wow,
beautiful.
this has been definitely serious.
A bit too serious, or has it?
Yeah, for real though, we'll just bear with us.
We're
Have
working on
faith.
this. We're working.
If
Yeah,
you found this after the fact
invest.
and you're
Invest in us.
listening and you're like, this is shit, just skip to the next one. We
Yeah.
don't mind.
I'll skip like 50 episodes ahead when we're doing something and we really nailed it.
If you're here now, invest
Invest.
in
Just
the
think if you
definitely
stay
serious
here,
stocks.
we could be like the Krays. We could have 2 clubs.
Don't compare us.
The DS Club.
The DS Club.
No.
Good luck getting around the copyright on that, mate.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate.
Right, so we're actually doing an outro then.
Yeah, we're doing an outro right now.
All right. No, I was going to say, should we actually say like bye and that?
No. We're just
All
going to
right.
end it.
Follow the Twitter.
Follow
at
the
Definitely
Twitter
Pod.
at Definitely Pod.
Follow the TikTok. Definitely Serious Podcast.
Beautiful. What's the YouTube, Joseph?
Definitely Serious Podcast.
Beautiful.
Follow the...
You'll know us.
Yeah, seriously,
You'll
please.
sense us.
You'll sense us.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
The peace.
And love.